Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Bri.
And I'm DJ.
And you are tuned in to Ground Zero. And we have a great show lined up for you this week. We're going to get into some highlights, of course, from week 4. Really good highlights, too. That was a real good week. And then we're also going to get into our player of the week, and then we're going to hit you with some top 10 plays.
And we're going to give you a flashback with one of our visitors, Carl Moore. We also going to give you this week's topic. And also we're going to go on to who you got.
Who you got. So we'll see. And as a matter of fact, I want to see what happened with who you got from last week, because our predictions, some of those actually came to fruition.
True. And then we also have some upsets too as well.
Absolutely. So more of that coming up on Ground Zero. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Jody Hill, we have Jizz, and we also have Buck here too as well. Just gonna run down a few questions to let these guys know about the momentum of the last stretch of the game. Buck, what was going through your mind after you hit that shot to tie it up and go into overtime?
Just to keep on running the ball, playing tough, scrappy D. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that helped us get back into the game, we was playing from behind.
Now, with that being said, playing from behind, Jody, you did come late in the fourth to hit 2 stretches of the 3-point shots in order to give you guys the momentum to end up setting up Buck to get that nice 3-point. Just tell me, how did you get you guys to rally to pretty much stay poised and to keep you guys concentrated on the goal?
Well, I came out, I missed some shots from the beginning. My team told me to keep shooting. They believe in my shot, so they told me to keep shooting. Buck told me, I'm gonna get you open, just make sure we knock it down, keep shooting when you get it. So we just kept playing our game. Ended up game sorry, didn't come in.
Okay, Eric Evans, I understand a lot of whistles was being swallowed, but tell me, how did you pretty much continue to stay poised?
We seen calls weren't going our way early, so we just told our team, to just buckle in, still play, man, play the game, don't worry about the refs. It was some questionable calls, but at the end of the day, we got a rebound. Like they got that last second shot to send it to overtime. So we didn't rebound, we didn't box out, so. But overall, man, it was a good game. We'll see him again, so it was all right. We played well, though. We played well.
You guys did play very well. Buck hit that shot, that last crucial shot at the end of the game to send it into overtime. What did your team talk about and discuss to try to contain them and come out with a win in that overtime situation?
We just came on the rebounds, really. Buck did hit a tough and one, but that play that didn't win the game for him. It's kind of the other money team came on the rebound better than tonight.
mentality going into the third quarter when you gave your team that big push?
Just wanted to get good possessions, man. I think you was taking a couple bad shots early in the game. And, I knew I had a mismatch, so I knew they had to double me sooner or later. And when they double me, I'm good passer, so I just try to get my guys.
And now you are new to this team, you know, dealing with the consolidation of the league. Just tell me your viewpoint on that. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for you?
Real good, man. You get to play with guys like Woody and Lil Joe, you know, Greg. So I like being a part of the organization, man. It's fun.
Yeah. Now, Woody, you are most definitely a leader to this team. Seem as if you provide the most energy. Just tell me what was going through the huddle as you guys push back from first all the way to the third.
Just to stay consistent, keep pushing the ball. I think earlier on we were settling a lot. I think we just need to go smaller. Once we went smaller and push the tempo a little bit and put some pressure on the guards, things changed.
Right. And I love your energy. Is there anything that rubs off on your players that you pretty much try to tell them in order to keep them poised?
I just try to, I mean, if nothing's going well, I know I can play defense, if anything. So, I mean, if all else fails, I just get into a guard. Hopefully that turns over into offense. We get a couple steals. You guys see the ball go in. You know, offense starts to pick up.
You had an injury, came down late in the third, which made the team a little bit offset. Just tell me, what did you do in this pretty much with your team? How did you guys handle it?
Yeah, we handled it. We got veteran guys, veteran ball club. You know, we got a lot of guards. So if I go down, you got to deal with a couple more. So we don't miss a beat.
Like that. Now with you, Rio, I know you hold a lot of load, especially with your veteran abilities as far as defensive and as offense. You know, now tell me what you did as far as when your point guard went down. How did you rally your team to stay together? Defense.
That's the main two keys. That's all that matters. We came out with the win and the ugly. We won.
Now, Keith, I understand that there's a lot of times the refs did swallow their whistle, and there was some pretty times you guys got upset about the calls. How did you keep your poise and as well as your team in order to make sure that you guys get this goal done?
We the champs. So, you know, with that comes responsibility. And we know as a team that all the time the right call is not going to be made. We have to keep playing, keep fighting. Our goal is to win every game. Honestly, we feel like no one in this league can contend with us. Whatever our roster holds. Our goal is to come out and dominate every single game.
Welcome back from the highlights. Now, earlier we spoke about the interview we had with Carl Moore. He was last week's special guest, and we're going to get into that highlight just right now.
So how do you feel about playing with Impact?
I mean, it's a new group. It's a new group of guys. I haven't played in the P.B.L in 2 years, so it's new playing amongst a whole new group of young players that's not used to playing in the P.B.L. But it's frustrating because we gotta find our team identity. But then again, it got its ups and downs. We only 3 so far, but it's I'm gonna work it out with these guys.
Now, with this team being filled with a lot of young guys who know of you and don't know pretty much of you, how is the leadership there?
It has its ups and downs because, you know, most guys got, you know, I got a reputation in the league. Nobody want to play with Carl this and Carl that. So most players go into the game thinking what they hear from off the court. But to be out there with me and to see that you're playing with a pro is a blessing within itself. So it's like I said, it has its up and down.
What is one thing you want people to know about Carl's game, about your game specifically?
I'm leading scorer for a reason. Can't be stopped.
If you have it, he can't be stopped.
Just speaking all the way back in college, you know, I played against this guy. And I'm going to just give you a stat line of when he played us. 35, 10, and 12. Okay? Seriously.
Some impressive numbers. And with you guys, you mentioned that you guys are on 3 so far this season. Is the championship still in your view? Are you still, you know, chasing that championship with your record so far?
Or is there any changes that's about to happen, you know, you can warn us about?
Well, I thought about quitting. Last game, I kind of told the coach I was done, but I mean, he gave me an opportunity in the Detroit League when nobody else did. You know, back before I went across seas, and he seen something in me nobody else did and gave me a chance. So from my standpoint, it's about a loyalty standpoint with Coach Haas. So, you know, he actually turned down a lot of good players that wanted to join his team if I wasn't gonna be there. You know, he picked me over everybody. So it was like Carl versus everybody in his eyes. You know, Detroit versus everybody. It was like Carl versus everybody. So by him giving me that chance, and that, you know, I'm going through like a lot of off the court stuff with my children. So he see the frustration within that. But I can't give up on Coach Hines. Not now. Not this season when he need me the most.
Now, Carl is a very, very interesting guy. He came and blessed us with his presence. We want to thank him for that.
Absolutely.
Man, this guy filled us with a lot of impactful information.
A lot of knowledge, yeah. I wasn't expecting him to be as deep as he was.
No, we did not. And that's actually something to commend him on.
Absolutely. That's right.
Prolific wisdom.
That's right. Good for you, Carl. You go, boy. Coming up on Ground Zero, we are going to get into our topic of the week. Now, this topic is more than just a topic of the week. It seems like a topic of the season. We're going to talk about officiating in the P.B.L. league. Now, you know, some calls fair. Yeah, you know, call it both ways is what we tend to hear a lot within the league. So we'll discuss that coming up next on Ground Zero. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Ground Zero. This segment of the show, we're going to get into our player of the week. Absolutely, and this player, what more can you say about him? He's a phenomenal guy, a heck of an athlete. We are talking about none other than Keith Applin. For MBK, this guy had 24 points, 4 assists. He shot 75% from 2-point range and 50% from 3-point range. I mean, big game, and they won in OT. So give us a little bit. What's your take on Keith?
Keith, man, what can you get? What can you not get from the guy? Very tough, gritty on defense, then a high IQ for offense, nice floor general. The guy is very smart on soccer selections. So yeah, this guy is pretty much a complete package with what you get in order to run a team. Make sure they are most definitely good with them. Keep that undefeated streak going.
Absolutely. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ground Zero. And if you were unable to catch those games this past Sunday for week 4, ain't no need to sweat it. We got you covered.
Oh, yeah.
Here are this week's top 10 plays. discuss our topic of the week, which is officiating in the P.B.L. basketball league. Now, DJ, with you being an actual player in the league as well, give us your take and your perspective on officiating in the league. Is it fair sometimes? Is it inaccurate sometimes? Like, what are your takes on the officials in the league?
Well, to be honest, I think it's fair. You know, at times you got to know and understand what Detroit basketball is. It's greedy, so they get a back and forth game going. Some calls don't get called and some do. You know, at times you have to control the game. But I think the refs actually do a fair job, you know, as far as making sure they protect the players and also make sure that it's pretty much way even.
Okay. So what do you think that some of the players might think as it relates to, I mean, based on things that you may hear on the court when you're playing or even off the court when other teams are playing, what are some things that you oftentimes hear regarding the referees?
Normally you have some players that want it to go their way, so they're looking for every tit-tat a call. You know, sometimes they'll go up with a, you know, nice up and under, but if you don't go strong, most refs don't call it. You know, if they have a style and they're, you know, very equipped for training, you know, at times that, you know, most people would be upset. What I hear on the sideline is some guys really get teched up for no reason. You know, you get guys who just think every time they get the ball or something against them, you know, the refs don't call it. You know, but then you will have where some calls literally give you sitting there watching and just don't get a call.
And I can agree with that. I've seen instances where there are some plays where, you know, clearly it was a foul and it wasn't called on this end, but then you go back to the other end and they're blowing the whistle. And it's like, you know, and I'm watching and I'm saying, okay, well, the same thing just happened on this end of the court, so why is it not getting called on this end? I've seen that in several cases. Not all the time, but more often than not, I've seen it. So I'm not going to say that it's completely unfair. Per my knowledge, they actually have a camp. The officials have a camp that they go to per Blake, who is the overseer of the officials, absolutely. And so they, shout out to Blake, absolutely. And they do that, so it's to help them perfect their craft. And this league is perfection for everybody, the players, the officials, people behind the scenes, people like myself. The league is literally for that as well. So it's really competitive, but I mean, like I said, sometimes I'll see some players get, you know, calls, and then other times I'll see other players, like, I don't want to say favoritism, but sometimes it's just not a both ways kind of thing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes they can be wrong. They're humans, they make errors, they, you know, they're flawed, but at the end of the day, I think the officiating, I don't know, I mean, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I can agree in some cases, but sometimes you have to understand that the refs are doing their job and you have to allow them to do their job. Now, if you don't and you make it out of line and say some things that is just uncharacteristic or unlikely for them to hear, you know, they have the choice to pretty much make, because they have to be able to make sure that the game is officiated the right way, you know, because at times you will have people who will make complaints, you know, so their jobs are at risk, so they take it as serious as you guys take it, but you have to give them some room to actually be able to make the call. Some calls come late, some calls are respected because they do come late, but the reaction is so heavy that some of the refs be like, hold on, okay, I'm not going to make a call now. You know? And because of that, they try to, you know, stay out the way, but it's their job to most definitely be in the way and protect us.
Absolutely, to protect us as well. Sometimes, as you said, sometimes they'll go, you know, well, okay, you're looking for me to call every call. Now I'm not going to call it because you're looking for it. You know what I mean? Which sometimes it can happen. So definitely understand that. And I also understand you talking about perspective and things of that nature. So we want your perspective. We want to know what you think about officiating in the P.B.L. basketball league. Players, fans, coaches, everyone. You know, let us know your insight on the Facebook page, P.B.L. Nation on Facebook.com. Coming up next, we have our last and final segment, Who You Got, where we will select who we got coming out as the winners on week 5. Stay tuned. This is Ground Zero. We'll be right back.
And we are back. Ground Zero. We got our own segment of the show called Who You Got. So, Bree.
All right. I'll do the honors.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, on this segment of the show, what we do is we'll name off the teams that are getting ready to play for the upcoming week. So, this is week 5. And out of the matchups, we're going to pick who we got, who we think is going to win. So, we'll start with the first matchup. It's going to be Ball Stars versus
ATR. So, yeah, well, to be honest, ATR.
Obviously. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of the devil's advocate here if I can. So I saw the Ball Stars. I saw the performance that they put on week 1 or week 2 that they played. They lost Ray Kroon, but they picked up Rashawn Brown. Pretty good. That was a good matchup. So they got a pretty decent team. So I think they're going to give you a little run for y'all money this week. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Ball Stars this week. Got to set a little controversy.
They have to play D. That's what I have to say.
All right. Keep it moving. We're going to keep pushing. So next we got Running Rebels and On a Mission. We got. Okay. We're going to move forward. Court Runners and Too Easy. Which one of these things Carl play for? What?
Carl played for Too Easy. Too Easy is now they becoming a powerhouse, especially adding Carl one to their division. You cannot take anything away from these guys. They compete all the way to the end. At times, though, at least they don't show up. But you can't depend on the guys that's there to give it a nice competitive spirit. But then you have the Court Runners, who they just added a nice addition, Juwan Howard Jr. I'm going to mention him. He came to play last week. Sometimes the game just well. I am going to go with the Court Runners.
Okay, great. Too Easy coming off of a tough loss in week 4 against Money Teams. So I think they're looking to, they got something they got to prove, but I think I'm probably going ahead and go with Court Runners as well. Wow, okay. Next we have Ball Out versus East to West.
East to West is undefeated. I am looking for them to continue that, so I'm going to go with East to West.
All right, you got my vote there, East to West. Next up, we have AGD versus the Bombers.
Hey, it's not nothing against nobody. You know, it's very controversial. That's how we want to make it. I am going with the Bombers.
Okay. I'm actually undecided. I think I've gotten a chance to see AGD play. I know their guard is out right now. Mike's going through an injury right now, but
prayers up for you, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope for a speedy recovery. That's right. Yikes. With that being said, I think I'm gonna go with who is it? Bombers.
Yeah. Can't take nothing back, you know, for your boy Mike, man. I ain't gonna lie. I just might. Let me change my vote. I'm gonna go with AGD.
Okay.
You know, I like the point guard there too as well, and having that addition, Mike, you know, being an inside-out guy to play defense too. You never know. You know, they might be a favorable.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll roll with that. Next up, we got These Town Mixers versus the Outlaws.
Ooh. TJ gonna have his hand filled. That team comes with a lot of experience, especially with your boy Joe Carter. You know, he know how to run the locker room. He also get this team rallied behind him. At times he's not effective this much this year, but he's looking to get involved and most definitely be impactful. But you have TJ. This guy comes equipped.
Fully.
Yeah, seemed like he never left the game. Last week he had a great spurt, almost 25 points. But yeah, so if he's looking to get rolling, maybe he can compete all the way to the end. But I'm definitely going with the D-Town Mixers.
All right, next we got Carl Sonics versus the Hurricanes. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes.
I'm gonna second that.
These guys are picking it up. I like it. They have some new rookie sensations that's over there that fill positions, and they are coming with it. I like it. Nice veteran leadership over there with your boy Jeremy Allen. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the big cousin, Jeremy Allen. Salute. And then last but not least, Team Hustle versus the Lakers.
Cool. Came out with an ugly win last week, but it's unlikely. You added some talent. Dion, welcome back. He came and joined you guys and was very impactful. So if he's there this week, even if he's not, I think Team Hustle is going to come out with this one.
I think I'm going to second that one as well. I'm going to go with Team Hustle. Dre, you know, we got the cannon.
Yeah.
Go.
That boy is lights out.
He can go.
Yes, he can.
So we want to know who you got. Let us know on the Facebook page, P.B.L Nation, and let us know who you think are going to be the winners for Week 5. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, guys. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Man, I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself.
I did as well. We hope you guys had a great time as well. Tune in to Ground Zero next week where we'll have highlights, top 10 plays, and a special guest that you don't want to miss. All of that and more coming up on next week's episode. But until that time, I'm Bri.
And I'm DJ.
And remember, it ain't where you from.
It's where you at.
We'll see you later.